White Gold, a show that is set in the 1980s and primarily follows the life of salesman Vincent, played by Ed Westwick. It originally aired on the BBC back in 2017 and at the moment only has one season. I stumbled across it on Netflix not that long ago and I watched through it all in a day, and I thought, let's talk about it. Before I go ahead, make sure you go over to my Twitter @brainpilot_ for exclusive content before video releases. So without further ado, I'm Brainpilot and here is a review of White Gold. So like I said, you're set in the 1980s and you're following a cocky, arrogant, too big for his boots salesman named Vincent, with his two sidekicks Brian and Martin, who are played by James Buckley and Joe Thomas, who you'll most probably know from The Inbetweeners. The premise of the storyline is interesting enough on its own as a concept, so I can most definitely see why it got created. You have a salesman who sells windows that are marked up by 600%, who has his eyes on the prize and wants more than what he's always got. By that I mean he's got a job where he's earning a ton in commission, but he leaves because he wouldn't get a company car. He has a loving wife and family, but he cheats on her with a teacher. He gets his job back with the car, but now he wants the whole business. He's never 100% happy. Vincent's life is obviously turbulent, and I feel everything that happened in the season summed him up perfectly. However, one part of his story that I didn't really like was when he cheated on his wife with his son's school teacher. I felt like this was extremely unnecessary due to the fact that all throughout the season before that, he was in a loving marriage with 2 kids. He just wasn't at home that much due to work. Well, that's what it seemed like. So I just thought it wasn't really needed. With his drive to always want more right at the end where he's trying to screw his boss Tony Walsh over by making his business go bankrupt so he can buy it for £1, Vincent ends up getting screwed over himself by the local gangster. A lesson well learnt for him, I suppose. Although the journey watching him get the £50,000 for the tax office was interesting to watch. You see a man who is always at the top, happy, confident, fall right to the bottom and feel like he is nothing. No family, no money, no friends, and he's facing jail time. He can't even do the thing that he's good at, sell windows. One element of the show that I really did like was the way that Vincent would always break the fourth wall and start talking to the audience. I thought it was a great stylistic choice to do that, as it really added a layer where you felt included within the show, and most of it was humorous. It was a great way of getting to know the character. It's almost like when Jason Statham narrates over the film Snatch, but I feel on a personal level, this show executed it better. Now let's talk about James Buckley and Joe Thomas's characters, seeing as though they obviously come as a pair with whatever work they do. I really liked them. They were funny, and their year's worth of chemistry really added to the comedic nature of the show. There were points where James Buckley used his Jay voice, and there were also points where Joe Thomas used his Simon character. This was by incorporating certain facial expressions and tones of voice, but I'm not going to knock that. They played 2 not that successful characters, just like 2 unpopular college kids. So what's the purpose of the show? It's to highlight what salesmen are like, and I feel as though this show is a true reflection of what it's like working in sales. When working in sales, you're not really that honest. You don't necessarily want the best for the person that you're selling to. You have to be cocky, almost have a false persona. All you're thinking about is getting the deal and getting the money, and that's why these characters are so believable and enjoyable to watch. So I would say that this show really did surprise me. I'd never heard of it until the thumbnail just appeared on my Netflix page. Is it worth a watch? 100%. And the fact that the episodes were around 25 minutes long, it makes the season extremely watchable and you breeze through it. I just hope they make a season 2 at some point. Also, one last thing, seeing Tony Walsh's character in the show made me realize how much he is actually just like his character in Netflix's Safe. He just shouts a lot, but he's great to watch. So what did you think of the show White Gold? Did you enjoy it? Leave a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.